my 2017 Mercedes C250. I got this car by swapping it for my old Jaguar XF. I had to fix a few issues with this car, but now they're all repaired, it's time to let this one go.
That's because I'm on a crazy journey of trying to swap and sell my way to owning my first ever supercar, something I've always dreamed about. I started out with a Vauxhall Astra that I bought for £150, and since then I've been swapping my way up by fixing all of the issues with the cars, then moving them on for a car worth more, but with its own issues for me to fix.
So far, I've been able to own, fix, and enjoy some pretty cool cars.
From GTIs, Scirocco Rs, and even a BMW M135i, so far this has been crazy, and it's about to get a whole lot more because it's time to swap this Mercedes on for a car that I've always wanted to own. But as you'll see later in the video, not everything goes to plan.
Okay, I wish I could tell you that I've got a few bits left to do on this car, but I genuinely haven't. I've owned this car now for I think around a month and a half. I changed the tensioner 2 weeks into owning this car. You guys would have seen the video, I think it was 2 videos ago where we changed it, and since then that noise has not come back. Another thing that has given me more confidence in this car is there's actually more service history than I actually thought. I'm not going to call it a full service history, but I didn't realise you could do this. If you come into this display on the dashboard, you can see that it displays the last trip, which is what I've actually covered in this car, and the mileage. If you press the call button, the end button, and OK, and then hold them, the dashboard should do this. This now is the service interval screen, and if I go down to Assist Plus, if you can see here, as you can see, we can now select to reset the service interval, and what we can do is we can select the second service, the third service, and from the 3rd to the 8th, there is no option to select that service, which means that's already been selected. We know that the car got serviced on 10,000 miles, which would have most likely been its first service. So basically, in this menu, the numbers that are missing are the numbers of times that it's been serviced. Although we've got no physical history in the booklet, we've got the first service, and then from 3 to 8 we've got all of them services. We've got 9 from 8 to 10, and then from 11 to 13 we've got 12, and then from 13 to 20 all of those services have actually been complete. This is what I've been told by a Mercedes specialist. So this car has actually been serviced fairly often. It's not full, but it's actually got a decent amount of service history, which is very, very good. And that is what's given me full confidence that the next owner is going to have a pretty decent car. And you're probably thinking, why is he rushing so much? And that is because we're about to set off to actually swap this car. I had a few offers of people wanting to view the car. I had 2 people that could have come this last weekend, but I do want to try and prioritise swapping. So I've waited a little bit, and today we're going to swap this Mercedes on. There's nothing left to do. I'd say it's a pretty perfect car. There's been loads of speculation in the comments of what is going on with the engine. I've done, as you can see, nearly 1,000 miles, and it has been absolutely flawless with no issues. So I am pretty confident in being able to swap this car on. In fact, I'm very confident. So someone offered me a car, and you've probably already read the title. There's a big catch to this one. It's actually been involved in an accident and is a crash damaged car. But we've got to go swap it. We've got to move on. I want to get to that supercar as soon as possible. So the guy actually lives in South Wales, which is 4.5 hours away. So we're doing what I did with the Mercedes, and we're meeting in the middle, and this time I'm going to do my checks. But apart from the damage, seems a pretty decent car, and it's also the fastest one so far. Right, let's get everything together. Let's get all the paperwork I've got for this car, logbook, etc., and let's go swap this Mercedes for the new car.
So we've agreed with the new owner that we're just going to meet halfway at a services. That way I'm not travelling too far and he's not travelling too far either. But on the way there, I decided to run one more check on the car that I was about to swap for. And from here, you'll see how it went completely wrong.
Well, it was all going too smoothly. So The guy that is swapping the car we're going to swap with, my head is honestly fried, told me that the car was Cat N, and he told me it was Cat N because of damage on the door, which he showed me, which was done way before his ownership. Before his ownership, his mate owned it, who did the modifications to it. It will all make sense when I show you the car. But I did a check and I seen that it was Cat N. I've just done a car vertical, and this isn't sponsored by Car Vertical. I've generally just done a car vertical check, and it's just shown up that the car was also involved in some sort of front end accident. I don't know whether it was with another car or if he's hit a lamppost or something or other, but the front end was damaged, and it looked like the car has been to Copart 2 weeks or 2 months, was it? 2 months after the door got damaged, but it hasn't been categorized for that damage. So it's been categorized for the door, it hasn't been categorized for the front end damage. The guy that I'm talking to now, that I'm about to, well, decide if I'm going to swap with still, he didn't have a clue about this front end damage, which I do believe because no other app kind of has recorded it. The only recorded damage on all the other apps is the door damage, which is the Cat N damage. I hope this makes sense.
So the car that I was about to go and swap this Mercedes for was a 2016 Audi S3. It had a pan roof, it was DSG, it had the nice Diamondback seats in it, but with this accident showing up, it's going to be a huge risk and it won't actually benefit me with the prices. So I've got a big decision to make. You can see here on the report that the car has also been to Copart at some point for that unrecorded, non-categorized damage. So technically this car should be Category S and Category N. I've just got to go and make a decision. But with the prices being the same as the Mercedes, I think this one I'm going to have to take a miss on.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes away, so let's go and break this unfortunate news to this owner. Luckily, we did both meet halfway, so one person hasn't wasted double that time, so let's go see.
So as planned, I got to the services and met the owner, who was very understanding when I explained everything that I'd found. I had a look around the S3, which had been repaired, but I just couldn't let the Mercedes go with the values being too similar. So we went our separate ways until I got a text from him on the way home.
What a turn of events. So, the car that I was going to swap this Merc for, and this will kind of prove that I do quite like this car and think it is a good car, was a 2016 Audi S3. But like I mentioned, it was already Cat N, and then it had another damage on its record. So, after kind of going back and forth, he offering me cash on top, and I just... something was telling me, and I'd love to know your guys' opinion in the comments, something was telling me, just walk away, you're safe, you've got the Merc, it's HPI clear, it's a nice car, it's proved itself. Something was just telling me not to do it. So I drove away. I was about to say I've walked away, but we're driving back home. But then I've just had a message from the S3 owner saying one of his mates wants to buy the S3 and he's happy to buy the Merc off me for £9,500 today. So I'm currently on my way home, because obviously we've got to get a lift back, so we've got to pick your car up so we can drive back to that services, which is a halfway point, to sell the Merc. And I was gonna completely restart this video, but I thought this just adds to the storyline, and I know I am trying to stick to swaps, but the amount of people that would rather buy compared to the amount of people that can swap, it means I can keep moving on and keep making the video. So as of now, we're going back home, grabbing George's car, driving all the way back to where we just were. He's bank transferring me the money and the Merc will be gone, and then I can get on the hunt for the next car. Crazy, absolutely crazy. But the main thing I want to know is, if I was on my way home now in the S3, what would your guys' opinion have been on me doing that. I'm actually very intrigued, very interested as to what you think I should have done, and if you think I've done the right thing, or I should have took the S3 and £1,000 on top. Either way, let's go home, let's get George's car, and let's just do this trip once again.
Now, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and I think this is another one of them cases, because later in the video we are able to buy the next car for the series, and when I tell you it's insane, it is insane. So we're going to get back home, pick George's car up, and then we can head back to the services to go and sell the Merc.
Well, the time is pretty much 6:30 and we are back on the driveway in the Mercedes. What a turn of events. I'm not even sure how this video is even going to turn out, but we're letting Millie out, our little dog, and then we're literally setting straight back off to where we've just driven from in 2 cars. In all fairness, the owner of the S3, he has been absolutely sound. He has already sent a deposit for this car, so he's okay to sell his, so he's not without one. He has been such a sound guy to deal with, and he understood why I didn't take the S3, etc. So yeah, a big shout out to Mitchell. We're going to be driving back there, and he is buying the Mercedes off me. We'll get him on camera, and then we'll be waving goodbye. But then we've got £9,500 to go on the hunt for the next car. So yeah, let's drive back an hour and 45 minutes to the services.
I could have held on and waited for someone to swap me directly for this car, but I just thought for content reasons, if the money's right in front of me, I might as well take it and shake his hand, then we can move on to the next project. And it wasn't long before we got back to the services.
Mitchell,
what's happening?
What a day it's been, mate. What a day. Honestly, it's just been absolute chaos, but I've made fair play to you for sorting it all out so quick.
Got there in the end of me.
You've already sent the money as well.
Yeah, it's all done.
He's already sent the money. The money's in the bank account, and mate, you're now the owner of the Mercedes Benz. You got there in the end. All that's left to do is the logbook, which I'll just do online.
Yeah,
and
saying the details and stuff.
Yeah. Spot on. Perfect. And I appreciate you for being an honest buyer,
No,
mate.
it's so
Although the
bad.
S3 didn't work, we got there in the end, and you got the car you wanted.
Exactly.
So.
All right,
Yeah, it all works out.
Happy days.
And just like that, another car is driven off with a happy new owner. I can't believe how many we've done already, and each one always seems surreal. But now we can head back to the driveway and start looking for the next car.
And we're back with no car, but we have got money in the bank. Now, I did set off this morning in the hopes of swapping the Mercedes for that Audi S3, but like you all seen on the way, we found out that it had been involved in another accident, and I hope you guys agree with what I've done in kind of just stepping away from that swap. And we have took cash. He offered it straight after, and it was right there in front of me. And the good thing about cash is I can actually choose what we do next. So we sold the Mercedes for £9,500, and I know that is £500 less than what I originally wanted for it, but he was there ready to shake my hand. He transferred the money straight into my account, and for the simplicity of it, I'd rather just take off £500 for someone that is right in front of me. So although we didn't get to the £10,000 mark, we've got £9,500 in the bank ready to spend on the next car. What that is yet, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is wake up in the morning and we're going to get straight online, straight on Facebook Marketplace, and try and find the next car. I want something that's got problems that I can fix in turn of then moving it on for more money. Right, let's go see what we can find online.
This is the fun part, choosing the next car for the series, and with £9,500 in the bank, I've got to make sure that I'm buying something and also leaving a little bit of money on top so I can get it repaired. And Facebook Marketplace is the perfect place to find an unfinished project. But there's a lot of scams on there and a lot of unfinished projects for a reason, so I've got to make sure I'm picking wisely. There's so many things on Facebook Marketplace, and not long after is when I found one that really tickled my fancy.
Okay, I think I've found a car. I've messaged the owner, we're going back and forth. What I'm trying to do is get the price down just a little bit, because
it might need a little bit more work than what I can see on Facebook, and we've got £9,500 to try and buy the car, sort it all out and fix it, and then hopefully put it up for more money. So if I can get this car for a figure that I've got in my head, then I think I've found the next car. And this one is, I say this every time, this one is sick. This one is really, really cool, and it's the oldest one that we've had in this series so far. So let me talk to the owner. I might have to go up and actually have a look at the car and then make an offer, but if I can get it for the figure I've got in my head, this is going to be a really, really good one. Okay, I've been going back and forth with the owner for a little while now, and we've just come to the conclusion we're not too far out on prices of what he wants to sell it for and what I want to buy it for, but we've just agreed that I'm going to come and go and look at the car, and then we'll go from there. So we've got an hour and 45-minute drive up to Warrington to go and view the next car. If this one pays off, this is going to be unreal. Right, let's hit the road. Buying a used car is always going to be a risk, and that's why I want to get it for just a little bit cheaper, just so it gives me a little bit more safer options when it comes to using the money in the budget of repairing it. So I'm hoping that when I drive there, I can offer in a certain amount that I've got in my head, and he actually accepts, and we should be able to drive the car home. And after an hour and 45-minute drive, I saw it for the first time. We should be pulling up on the car just around this corner. Are you excited for this one?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this one. Like, and you'll know why when I reveal the car. It should be. Look at it. That is unreal. I hope it's good, and I hope I can get it at the right price where we can bring it home, because yeah, this one's a bit of me. Right, let's talk to the owner. Let's see if we can get a deal done. But after viewing the car, having a good look around it and test driving it, I decided to make an offer, and unfortunately the owner declined. Well, it has now actually been a couple of days since we went to view the car that is parked next to me, because I went there and I made an offer and the guy had to have some time to think about it. He has since messaged me and accepted that offer, so we went back up to Warrington to collect the car that is right here. Guys, this one is by far the sickest car we've had on this series, and I've said this every time, but as soon as I turn this camera and you see what is parked right here, you're going to know exactly what I mean. This is my version of a supercar. If it was up to me, the series would end here and I'd keep this one, but we've got to get to that supercar. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I'm about to announce this car in this series. It needs a bit of work, but that is the whole idea, to get a car that is a bit tired, a little bit ropey, and turn it into a decent, nice example. So without further ado, this is the next car for the series. Integra Type R DC5. I mean, like, I can't even put it into words that from where we started, we've got this. And yeah, there is a few things wrong with it, and it does need a lot of love. This has been one of them cars that has just simply been driven and enjoyed with the lack of maintenance and the lack of a little bit of care. So we've got a few bits to do to make this car a-okay. And when I tell you at the end of the video how much I actually paid for this car, I think you're going to be very, very surprised, because these easily online go for upwards of £12,000. Some of them even going up to £16,000-17,000 for a really, really good example. But this one, like I say, has got a few bits we need to sort out on it. But wow, it doesn't even like compute that
we've got an Integra Type R. Like, look how cool this car is. It's a Japanese import as well. It was imported in 2001. We've got the massive spoiler, and this is why I love my Japanese cars, because what other cars come with spoilers like that on it? The shape is absolutely iconic, and it's absolutely mental to say that we've come this far. But we'll have a proper look around it when we get it back to the driveway. For now, we've got to take it on its first drive. Integra Type R, and to be honest, the engine and gearbox on this car are absolutely spot on. It's actually also remapped, and it should be around 245 horsepower. These are the imported K20A engines, which come with a little bit more horsepower than the EP3s, but I still just can't get over that we're sat in an Integra. Yeah, there's no knocks, there's no bangs. The engine is absolutely spot on, really responsive, just how a K20 should be, and it sounds amazing. These cars, I don't know why, but there is no other engine on this planet that just gives me a buzz like a K20 or a B series. They just do something different, and I absolutely love them. This one is going to be really hard for me to watch drive away, but we'll wait till the roads open up and we'll proper put our foot down so you can get a little bit of a feel of what it is like in one of these cars. But look, check out the back, the massive huge spoiler. Yeah, there's just no other kind of cars that do it like the Jap cars. They're just out there, they're obnoxious, and they're just so much fun. So fun. Under the tunnel. Oh, they're just so fun, man. They're not the fastest things in the world, but fun factor, I've just not driven an engine that is as fun. 245 horsepower, it's got launch control. The engine light flashes when to shift. It's just got everything it would need. These also, because they're imported, have an LSD from factory. They've kind of just got everything that you need to kind of jump in and go. If you just chucked a set of coilovers on this, you'd pretty much be good for track, and I can see why people do buzz about them. I could just drive around in this thing all day. Right, let's get back to the driveway and I can properly show you around this car and also go over what's wrong with it.
If this doesn't deserve a subscribe, then I don't know what does. From a Vauxhall Astra to a Honda Integra Type R. Hit that subscribe button because this is getting serious.
Now, before we even start looking around this car, I want everyone to guess in the comment section down below how much I actually paid for it. Bearing in mind, we had a budget of 9,500 quid, and of course, I've got to get money left over to do the bits that this needs. So, 2001 Integra Type R pre-facelift. Now, as you can see by quickly just looking at it, there's a couple of bits that need doing to bring this back to its former glory. These headlights have gone completely hazed over, and they just make the car look way more ropey than it actually is. Luckily, we've got the original headlights in the boot, because these ones are aftermarket and they just look a little bit naff. So they're something that we could take off, replace with the original, and most likely sell for a bit more profit. Also, this grille at the front, I don't know if this is resprayed or I don't know if it's been wrapped, but it's gone completely peppered with, well, I'm assuming stone chips. The front bumper isn't actually in too bad a condition. There's a couple of little cracks here and there, but that's something that we could leave to the next owner. This I am going to do because it'll just make it look a lot nicer. This one is a pretty big one, and if I don't claim on any insurance or anything, the windscreen has got a massive crack in it coming all the way down from there, which I'm assuming a stone hit it, and it goes all the way down into the middle. I have been quoted by Dr. Windscreen for one of these, and it is just shy of £400 just for the windscreen alone. But yeah, I guess it's because these are imported, they didn't actually become available in the UK, so they didn't really stock up on them because not many people have them. Unfortunately, that's something I'm most likely going to have to replace unless someone is breaking a DC5 that I can find with the windscreen. But yeah, that's a little bit pricey. Now the good thing with this car is underneath it is pretty solid. I have checked all of the sills and they are pretty decent. For some reason this has gone all rusty and horrible, and it's also blown out a little bit of the arch. Now on the inside that is all still solid, so it just needs some bodywork doing. So we'll be getting that sorted in the end. That's obviously something that I'm gonna have to take the car somewhere to get done. So I've already spoken to Custom Paintworks and they're willing to get involved on sorting all of this nastiness out. But as you can see here, it's all still nice solid metal. I have checked behind these, well, the best I can from the floor. It all seems pretty solid underneath. You can actually see from behind underneath here, it's all still pretty black under there instead of the typical brown that these cars go, which is the main thing with these cars, is rust. But luckily this one isn't going to need any welding as far as I know, but we've got a few other bits to take care of around this side. The bumper for some reason just hasn't been fitted properly. It's been a little bit neglected, this car, and like I say, I think it's just been enjoyed, and that's been the priority, is just enjoying it. So the paint here where the bumper has been scratching has come away, so that's something else we're going to have to get taken care of at the body shop. But same with this side, just needs this sanding all down and nicely respraying. The sills as solid as you'd want them to be on an old Japanese car. So we've got a bit of body work to do mostly on this car. There's not any real engine work that needs doing, although I am going to take care of a few bits in the engine bay. This time it's more body work and getting it back to looking in a nice condition. Now, the mileage. Now we'll have a quick guess in the comments at what people think the mileage is on this car. Now, not sure if it is a mixture of kilometers and miles. If it is, then it's even lower than what it says on the dash, but I'm just going to stay safe and say that it's been converted to miles. The miles on this car are only 113,000, which for one of these is very, very, very low, especially with it being an import. We've got one key. This car is also the C pack, which means it has the push button start, it has the automatic folding wing mirrors, electric mirrors, and it's just so cool in here. You've got the red Recaro seats, you've got the Momo steering wheel. What an iconic car to say we've been able to get one of these. It's absolutely crazy. If you look up, you can also see all of the Japanese writing and warnings, and on the door here the paint code is all in Japanese. It's so cool, man. This is such a cool car. It's still even got, although this side it has come off, it's still got the original Integra Type R floor mats, which are worth a good bit of money on their own. What a little gem, man. It just needs that loving again. It needs it bringing back to life and a good proper detail, few bits of the bodywork taken care of, sort the headlights out, get the windscreen done, maybe even look at a new steering wheel. This has gone a little bit aged and a little bit worn. I just thought it'd be such a good project to take on and get back to its former glory, and hopefully when we're done, this car should easily be worth, I'd like to say, upwards of £12,000. Definitely, especially with the mileage, the fact that it's pretty minimal rust underneath, and it's in decent condition, just needs that little bit of loving. Right, onto the engine bay. Under here is kind of the same scenario as the rest of the car. It just looks very old and very worn. Everything just kind of needs cleaning, refreshing. We're going to take the rocker cover off, give that a paint. We're going to give it a proper good detail, maybe even take the inlet manifold off, spray it silver, and just, you can just see it just looks battered, it just looks old, and it just looks driven. That's probably the best example and the best word for this car, is it just looks driven. And I just think it just needs that love and that care and the attention to make it look nice again. It's like down here, it's like not rusted out, but it could probably just do with scratching it all down and respraying in this gorgeous championship white, but that's jobs that I'm more than happy to do and jobs that I'm willing to do to get this car back looking good again. So with all that being said, I think I've gone round everything. It's a DC5 Type R. Oh, we've got the JDM wind deflectors. JDM wind deflectors. There was once upon a time a Japanese person in Japan put these on this car, and it's ended up on my driveway on my journey to a supercar. It's absolutely crazy, the story. But yeah, we've got plenty to do in the engine bay. Now, let me show you what I've got in the boot. In here, the previous owner has actually gave us quite a few bits. This is the original box for the K Pro. I think it's K4 ECU, so that's easily like £1,000 of an ECU. Here we've actually got all of the parts to refurb the rocker cover. This is what he was going to do, but he just never got round to it. So we've got new rocker cover gasket, all the paint for it, and then in here, I believe these are actually OEM Honda boxes. Yeah, these are from the factory. So what should be in here are the original headlights, which will look 1,000 times better. These cars I just think suit OEM, so we'll have to transfer all of the bulbs from the old ones back into these ones, and they just look way cleaner. They just look a lot nicer. Definitely something that we're going to have to do. Now, the wheels and tyres. Tyres, we've actually got Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tyres. It's had all the right bits chucked at it, this car, but the wheels are replica RPF 1s. These are ultralight wheels. Now, I don't actually mind replica wheels, but I think it might be a good idea to either get these sprayed in championship white to look like a little bit more OEM, or if someone is willing to swap us the original alloys for these. That way the car is going back to nice standard condition. That is kind of the idea of putting it back looking pretty much OEM. So let me know what you think I should do with the alloys. Now, paperwork. What do we actually get with this car? There is quite literally stacks and stacks of paperwork with this car, so that is a very, very good sign. There's MOT certificates, there's all the oil change invoices, there's everything, invoices for the tyres. It's got NGK spark plugs in it, so someone's known exactly what spark plugs to put in it. We've got another oil change, OP oils. Yeah, it's definitely had no expense spared, which was a massive thing for me with this car, because it's nice to know that someone has maintained it, they've just not kind of looked after it. Before I reveal how much I paid for this car and everything that we need to jot down to do to it, I'm quickly going to swap the gear knob that's in it, which is one of them horrible fake Mugen ones, back for the OEM original one. And with me being a little bit of a Honda guy myself, I know for a fact it's going to be a 14mm span.
So I'm going to start as I mean to go on, and I'm going to take off this horrible fake Mugen gear knob and replace it with the OEM one that the previous owner actually included with the car. I've got to undo the 14mm nut, and to wind off the extra thread that was fitted on, I've just got to unwind the nut all the way off the thread just so it can come loose. Then I can refit the original gear knob.
That is 100 times better. OEM, it's not none of this fake Mugen stuff. That is already made a nice quick little difference.
The last thing to do now is make an entire list of everything that this car is going to need to get it back to its former glory. I want to make it as mint as I can possibly get it in that £2,000 budget, so I'm going to write everything down on the whiteboard, but that leaves one final question.
How much did I pay for this DC5 Type R? And I don't think anyone is going to believe me when I say I actually paid £7,500, and if you know these cars, you know that that is seriously cheap for one of these. So that gives us £2,000 to get all of this done, and if we have any money left over, then you know I will be spending it on the bits that we might not be able to get done, like the steering wheel and stuff like that. A few little nice upgrades that this car could definitely do with. But yeah, £7,500 £500 is got to be one of the cheapest DC5s ever bought in this country. And I know it needs quite a lot of work, and there is going to be people out there saying what a downgrade from the Merc, but if you don't understand the Jap scene, then you won't realise that this holds way more value than that Mercedes that is just going to depreciate the more miles it does. Something like this, if it's put back to its good condition, is only going to be worth more. So I think we're onto an absolute winner here, and these cars hold my passion. These are something I'm passionate about, and that's going to show through on the videos, and I think this has been a great step for getting to that supercar and a great series to sorting it all out. And I hope you guys think that I made the right decision as well. But I'm going to stop waffling. Next video, we're going to make a start at getting this car back to its former glory. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
You wear a hat they call dad. Me, I'm the dad in a hat. You just like clubbing and clothes. Me, I like afternoon naps. 3, I be missed for the road. My oldest like counting racks. My middle one, she's in a dirt bike. My youngest is just like a mama. The mama loves me and I love her, so if she wants something, it's never a bother. 3 little ladies, my babies.